I don't need to talk to you.
Anyways, well. The time has finally arrived. Hello everyone. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lucas. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. How have you been? What is going on? Today I'm going to be reviewing and reacting to all of the songs for the Eurovision Song Contest for 2022. It has been a long time coming. I am really excited, and now that I'm here about to react to all the songs, the hype's really starting to come back, because I was really hyped up leading up to as all the artists were being announced for the countries and the songs. But then for the past couple of weeks, the hype just sort of went away, because usually I would have listened to all the songs by now, but because I wanted to wait until this video to do so, I haven't done that. But now, recording this now, it's about 3 weeks away from the grand final. I am starting to get really excited now. It is finally here. I can't wait for this. I can't wait to start watching Eurovision. It's going to be so exciting, and especially coming on from last year. Last year was such a great contest, and I'm really excited to see how the countries this year are going to do in terms of their song and their performance as a whole. I'm going to try and keep all the thoughts and everything to a minimum, because I have to go through 40 songs. 40 fucking songs. I checked, it's going to be roughly 2 hours to listen to all of them, so it's going to be a lot. I'll definitely have thoughts and everything. A few more things before we head into the video. I'm going to go through them in alphabetical order of country, just to kind of make things a little bit more in orderly fashion. Usually with music reactions, I do rank the songs. Because it's 40 songs, and it's really uncommon for me to sort of react to something that's more than 20 odd songs or something in a row. And because it's a contest, instead of ranking all 40 songs, I'm going to choose from the semi-finals who I want to go through to the grand final. And also, disclaimer, I know for certain I'm not going to be able to pronounce some of the names of some of these artists and songs. I can try, but just to let you know, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, I am going to struggle, but as long as we know all of that, we're good. Alrighty. First up, representing Albania, we have Renella Hajadi with the song Sekret. Oh god, here we go. Ooh. Wait, that little vocalization bit, that reminded me of the beginning vocalization of Bleeding Love. It just sounded just like that for some reason. Ooh, yeah. Okay, this is a good start. I have a good feeling about this year. Okay, pausing it right there quickly. The way this is setting itself up, I can't tell if it's going to be like a ballad or if it's going to go straight into some kind of dance beat, because it's setting itself for either or. I have no clue how it just did the way the build up. It sounded like it's something like from a dance beat, a dance type of song, and it's going to go straight into the beat right now, or it could just keep going into a ballad. I know Albania's history with Eurovision, especially in the last couple of years, they have gone for more like ballad type songs. Not so much anything dancey. Also, like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they went with a ballad now. I mean, it's worked well for them the past couple of years. I mean, they've gone through to the grand final the past couple of years anyways. It seems to be working for them, but we'll soon see. I mean... Let's see if this big drop goes hard. Oh. Honestly, I was not expecting this for Albania this year, but... Wow. And you know what too? Albania is going to be first cab off the rank in the first semi-final. Renella's literally going to kick off the whole competition, and I think that's a good way to start it off, I'm not going to lie. Considering the last couple of years, Albania have been putting in ballads, This was I was not expecting this at all. I feel like the beat drop could have been a bit harder when it happened, because yeah, it had the sort of the build up and then it's sort of like the bit that just sort of hangs in between the build up and the actual beat drop, which is great. But the beat drop itself wasn't actually... I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that, but I think because the rest of the song is how it is, I feel like I can let that slide. I reckon, yeah, yeah. I think I'm liking Albania's entry this year, which is great. I mean, I liked their entry last year as well. I'm loving it for different reasons, so it's really great. All right, next up, representing Armenia, we have Rosalind with the song Snap.
It's 4 a.m. I can't turn my head as if it was really that easy for me to get over you. Snapping 1, 2, where are you? Cause I might snap. I'm writing a song.
I didn't know what to expect with Rosalind's song. It's a mix. It feels very indie, mix of country. I kind of was expecting that, but not at the same time, based on the song title and just sort of the aesthetic that she's going for with the single cover. But yeah, not bad so far.
I've been spending my nights in the rain trying to put it out. You're stealing my heart.
This is really reminding me of like 2012 indie music specifically.
I'm talking to people before I snap, snap, snap.
Fair. Go for it.
Snapping 1, 2, where are you? Cause I might snap.
Oh yeah, I think I might have to listen to this song a few more times. I feel like this song is going to be one of those songs where after a couple of listens I'm going to enjoy a lot more. I'm neither here nor there with it at the moment. It's a nice song. I'm not sure if it's personally going to be one of my favourites. I can see that right now. Whether or not it's going to be good enough for the grand final, I guess that's going to depend to all of us voting. I'm hoping that there's going to be the same kind of variety this year than there was last year in terms of different kinds of music. That's what I'm really hoping as well, because that I think that's what made last year so great. The fact that there was such a diverse amount of music. I'm hoping the same happens here this year. So yeah, Armenia, Rosalind, Snap. I'm gonna keep an eye out for her in terms of whether I like it or not. Definitely. Next up. Oh, you already know who it is right now. Up next, representing Australia, we have Sheldon Riley with the song Not the Same. Considering I've already gone through Not the Same in my Australia Decides video, I'm gonna quickly fly through the song and then we can move on to the next song.
I was told at 6 years old, 'cause you're told to play, but you're not the same.
I think we made the right choice. I remember looking back after the Australia Decides competition, looking back on my video that I made, and saying how I thought that this song would be a good contender to win, to represent Australia, and the fact that then Sheldon won. It's pretty crazy. Looking back on my initial thought of it, and to hear now that people are saying that Sheldon has a good chance of doing really well, like for Australia this year for Eurovision, it's kind of scary thinking about how potentially Australia could win. I don't know if we will win. I think Sheldon could do Dami levels of success for Australia for Eurovision, which is amazing, because that means it'll be the first time that we would have either been number one or have been close to number one since 2016. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 years. I'm really excited, and unlike Montaigne last year, I mean, that was still a shame, but anyways, I think Sheldon is definitely going to go through to the grand final, but I'll leave all that for the semi-final stuff afterwards. Next up, representing Austria, we have Lumix with the song Halo featuring Pia Maria. Oh. That was I mean, in that first minute, I went through a lot of thoughts in terms of the song. Okay, at the beginning, I thought, it sounds very typical EDM, EDM song. I thought, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but then it started picking up, and I'm like, oh, okay, this might be something different. It might be not mainstream. I mean, not mainstreaming. Yes, I didn't want to say generic, but it did some kind of mainstream EDM from like 5 odd years ago, I reckon 4 years ago. But then the beat and then the chorus kind of took me by surprise. It was a lot more boom, boom, boom than what I expected. I'm liking it so far. Not expecting it to take me by surprise. Anyways. Hang on. I think I like this song. No, I have not heard of Lumix up until Eurovision. All I know is that he is a pretty popular DJ in Austria. Like, so him being in Eurovision, I reckon that's definitely going to do well for Austria, because Lumix is like still like making current music now. Like, I don't know how long Lumix has been producing music for, but he seems pretty new. I so I knew it was going to be some kind of dance EDM sort of track, but I did not expect it to be like this. It got me moving, that's for sure. It really was such an energizing song. I don't know if it'll be one of my favorites so far, because yeah, I think my favorite part is the chorus, but the verses are still a little bit very sort of typical sort of mainstream dance lyrics. At least the chorus is great. Otherwise, I probably would say no. We'll have to watch out for that song as well. Up next, representing Azerbaijan, we have Nadia Rustamli with the song Fade to Black.
Stay. Do you really wanna bottle this? I go slowly through. It hurts so fast.
Alright.
And I'm
Ooh, okay. Oh, okay, calm down. Oh, there's a beat now. Hello, sir. Sir? That vocalization towards the end, he did not stop going. He didn't stop going higher and higher, and it's like, wow. I don't know how I feel about the song. Yeah, it's very sort of a typical Eurovision Broadway. God, the day that happens. A very typical Eurovision ballad. However, it does have his voice is. I do like his voice. I do like Nadia's voice. It's a step higher than a typical Eurovision ballad, because I can see the potential in that song to definitely go into the grand final. But I'm not too sure if I like it. I can definitely see this song going into the grand final. But also, Azerbaijan has a good track record of going into the grand final, especially in the last decade. They have gone through consistently... Maybe not consistently. I'm not going to say consistently because I don't remember. To my knowledge, they've gone through at least 5 or 6 grand finals in the last decade. So they they know what they're doing, Azerbaijan. So I reckon this could have potential to be in the grand final. Whether or not it will, we'll soon see. Moving on, representing Belgium, we have, I feel like I'm going to mess this up, but Jeremy Mackesay, I hope, with the song Miss You. That sounded familiar, that intro, and then leading into it. I mean, actually no, I do know what it sounds like. Flashing lights.
Sometimes I booze, sometimes I fools, and I've been trying to escape my past. Give up on this head, I'm gonna miss you now. I'm gonna break through.
Ooh.
Sometimes I feel good.
Ooh, I'm really happy that it added a beat to it, because otherwise I don't think I would have liked it as much. It just kept going on that sort of piano string ballad. So I'm happy with that.
And out of the blue, I answer your call, and I've been trying to erase my
Ooh, the drama in this song. Wow. Exceeded my expectations. I like his voice as well. Ooh, and I'm glad they added the beat to it, and the drama, especially in the second verse, the drama that came through that second verse in the music. We need more drama back in music. You know how in early 2000s pop and R&B music, you know how there would always be that drama, especially when it comes to like when they add string instruments and have that drama in the song. We need some of that back. We need some of that back in music, I reckon. I'm pretty impressed. I could see this one going through to the grand final as well. I don't know if this is my biased opinion. I reckon it could go through. Don't know if it's one of my favourites. I guess it just depends on how the other songs are. Up next, representing Bulgaria, we have Intelligent Music Project with the song Intention. Oh yeah, alright. Oh, okay. The intro got me excited, but the rest of the song it has disappointed me, unfortunately, which is a shame, because we need a bit more rock music in Eurovision. But that's just me. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would like Intention as well, but it's not for me. I'm sorry, and which is a shame, because I was kind of hoping it could, but it isn't. Alright. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think it... I don't personally like it, but I also don't think that it's good enough to go through to the grand final. They might surprise me, but I just have that feeling that it's not gonna go through to the grand final. Honestly, the best parts for me were the intro and the guitar riff towards the end. That was pretty great. Aside from that, nothing particularly special about it that I liked. Up next, representing Croatia, we have Mia Dismic with the song Guilty Pleasure.
Dreamt of you last night, woke up, you weren't there. You come without a warning, early in the morning, timing's never... I'm with him and you're a secret treasure. He's devotion, yes, the joke's no longer funny. Would you run away with me, captivated by the thunder?
I'm loving the strings.
I'm with him until the death do us part, but it doesn't do for this. Would you run away in this real life? There's no way. Guess the joke's no longer funny.
You know, I can't be the only one who thinks this, but at least one song every year, there seems to be a song that sounds similar to another song, like a more popular song. And it's common, doesn't really sort of affect the overall song as a whole, but this song, especially now, it reminded me, I don't know why I was thinking Suddenly I See by KT Tunstall, like towards the beginning. I don't know why it didn't sound like that, but now in this final chorus, for some reason, it's reminding me of Willow by Taylor Swift. That's a great song anyways. But is this song one of the songs that reminds me of a popular song? Because it's true. Like, last year, there was Samantha Tina with The Moon is Rising. it reminded me of Humble by Kendrick Lamar. And then there was like CYPRUS 2020. It reminded me of like Medusa, specifically like Lose Control. Then like CYPRUS 2017. That reminded me of Rag and Bone Man by Human by Rag and Bone Man. I mean, you know, there are heaps. There's at least one in every contest. This might be the one for the year. The more you say, the less I know. Okay, aside from what I said just before, I don't know. I think it's nice enough. I don't know if it's enough for me, and I don't know if it might be enough for the competition either. I don't know if it'll go through to the grand final. The strings in the background make it feel really lighthearted. I guess I'll have to wait and see. All right, next up, representing Cyprus, we have Andromache with the song Ella. I'm gonna have to dance? Oh, maybe not. Look, one thing that I know is that Cyprus knows how to get the party started with Eurovision. They've been bringing on some bangers recently. This is a little bit less like that, but it's still got a good beat. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, okay. I think Ella is a decent song. I reckon it could definitely go through to the grand final. I don't know. I feel very indifferent to the past couple of songs. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it in here. Ella's not bad. It's just not what I want. It's not what I want in terms of my taste when it comes to Eurovision or just the music in general. But I do think it could go through to the grand final. And I think after a couple of listens, it might grow on me. I definitely do. I do agree. Next up, representing the Czech Republic, we have We Are Domi with the song Lights Off.
I lost my soul, forgot my way. Change is hard and I'm alone. But peace, changing my furniture, change my bed covers.
Bitch, me too! The fuck?
Where are you now when I miss you? Where are you now? Where are you now?
Tell me why I was thinking that this is going to go in a completely different direction this whole time, like, since they were announced as the artists. I was not expecting that, but I'm kind of glad. Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
I'll build a fortress, I'll build a wall, I changed my heart, but there's no chance. You're sailing around in my peripheral. Where are you now? Where are you now?
Oh shit.
Where are you now?
Exactly. Where are you now? Wow. I love that song. That I was not expecting it to be like that. I was expecting something completely different from We Are Domi. I'm quite happy because it's gonna be I kind of hope this goes through to the grand final. It's a good song. And I think with more listens, I'm gonna really like it because not with me listening to these songs now, I've got an idea of who I want to do well and whatnot. Then when it comes to the actual contest, my opinions change, and then it's gonna change even more after the contest. 2, 3, 4, 6 years. The fuck? 6 months down the track, it's gonna fluctuate in terms of which songs I like and which ones I don't. Until there's kind of a set of who were my favorites and who weren't. Just goes through the motions, but It's good. I kind of hope the Czech Republic go through this year. It's gonna be fun to see who does that. Next up, representing Denmark, we have Ready with the song The Show.
All the things she said when I was just a kid. How you could have dropped me when I needed you the most. And you can't stop me. Try me. Playing in my head.
Oh, this is great.
This is what I want. That's how you can't try me. You can't stop me. Never let it go. I won't keep up with the show. You can't try
Ooh.
me. You
And a pitch shift? I mean, mind you, it isn't Eurovision without a pitch shift, so you know.
try me.
Woo, 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 woo. They're like a rock band, aren't they? Well, I don't know if they're what kind of band are they? What kind of band are they? Let me quickly. Yeah, it's like a rock punk mix. I love it. In the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect this to go into a ballad, but then they broke into it after the first chorus, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I see now. I'm really happy because, Denmark's song last year, no. I'm one of the people that didn't like it. I know some people actually did like it. I didn't like it. No, I didn't like it. But I'm really happy that Denmark has got something completely different this year, and I love it for them. I'm hoping that they go through this year as well. Next up, representing Estonia, we have Stefan with the song Hope. Oh no. Why did that whistle remind me of... I don't know if it's because I listen to so much music and I know when songs sound similar to others. Why did that whistle remind me of Lovers of the Song by David Guetta, feat Sam Martin? Tell me that. Thank you for your response. Oh, okay. It's got a nice country feel to it, but it's a good kind of country. Like, country for me is one of those genres where I'm like, either I like it or I don't. But this is kind of got that Western country. It's like something that would not go astray in a Clint Eastwood Western. Definitely, but it's good. I'm liking this. Another song for Eurovision so far where it is completely different to what I expected it to be. That's why sometimes expecting something else and then being something else entirely is a good thing. I'm quite fascinated. That was really great. Wait, what happened to Estonia last year? Did they do well? Oh no, they didn't. Oh, whoops. But I'm hoping that Estonia is another country that does well this year. It seems I quite like the song. I reckon the song could go through to the grand final as well. We'll soon see. Next up, representing Finland, we have the Rasmus with the song Jezebel. Oh. With the whoop whoop. It's really fun when artists that you have known recently are in Eurovision. I have been watching and I have been waiting. In the Shadows was a really big song around the world, like 2003, 2004. It also did well here, so that's why I know about the Rasmus to begin with, but I know they're a really big band anyways. So it's great to see them here. I think this is a pretty good song. I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but I could definitely see the Rasmus going through to the grand final, which is great, which is fun, funky, and fresh. Anyways, let's move on. Next up, representing France, we have Alban and AHES with the song Fulenn? Fulenn. Just, yeah.
Finally, somebody got her.
That beat drop. That beat drop. So far, it's the best one this year. I think this might be one of my favorites. Like, what the fuck was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? Oh my god. Let's move on. I mean, seriously. One thing that I usually am a bit annoyed about is the fact that because the Big Five are the Big Five and they go straight through to the grand final, I feel like it's kind of a bit unfair because, you know, they don't have to fight it out in the semi-finals. This is one of those times where I take that back. Because, wow, France have done it again. First they had Barbara Pravi last year with Voila. Like, that song was great. Now, with this song, Alban and AHES, that was great. Ooh. The songs are good so far, but I think this song really sort of cranks it up a notch. God, how are the rest of the songs going to go now? That's going to be something. Alright, next up, representing Georgia, we have Circus Mercus with the song Lock Me In.
Show me what you got. Here we come and we on up. Mama said that you show what you are. I had what you got. Shoot it to the star. Look me up, look me down, look me out. Circus, mircus. Look me out, look me sideways. Look me up, look me down, look me out.
I quite like that. I didn't know what to expect from Circus Mercus, but I quite liked it. It feels very playful, this song. But it's not something that I think, I don't know, if it just didn't feel right. It felt right. I quite liked it. I quite like this song. I'm hoping this could also go through to the grand final. It is repetitive, but I think because of just how joyful and playful the song sounds, I reckon it could definitely go in their favour. Next up, representing Germany, we have Malik Harris with the song Rockstars.
Look where we are. We used to be the rock stars.
Oh no.
When time is moving so fast, wish there was a way to know that we're in. My life just ain't hitting the same. I sit and miss and reminisce about any voices in my head. They keep saying it'll never get better. Remembering it's so hard. Sometimes I got this kind of sting that's right inside my chest. Just be somebody else for a couple of days.
Alright, kind of like this spoken part. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye.
So exhausted, always caught up inside my doubts and flaws. Restart and be who we are. There was a way to know that we're in the good old days before we all just leave them.
Okay. That spoken word part definitely made the song better. It might have grown a bit on me as it went on. I was going to say, I don't know if it's going to go through to the grand final. Then I realised it's Germany. They're already through. But I feel like this song could go either one of two ways in the grand final. Either it can do really well, or it can do really bad. It really depends. Because the public voting in the grand final is vicious, as we saw last year. Like, oh my god. But I reckon this could do well, especially because Germany haven't done so well recently, probably since 2018. I reckon this could be a redeeming shot for Germany. It's not bad. We'll soon see. Up next, representing Greece, we have Amanda Giorgiardi Tenfjord with the song Die Together.
I'm in your backseat, you are driving me crazy.
Okay, vocoder.
Doesn't seem like you're all fine. It's been a hell of a year, and we've been living in fear. But if we die together now, I will hold you till forever. If we die,
I quite like this song too.
it's been a lonely year for us. But if we die together, if we die together, take my heart and rip it out. Oh, take my heart and rip it, 'cause if we die.
Oh, yeah. That's a good part. I quite like that song. I would like for this song to go to the grand final too. First off, the beginning for verse with the vocoder, quite like that. It's kind of giving Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap, which is also a great song too. This is a great ballad. Like, I feel like Eurovision ballads, they're either great or not. There's no in between. And this is great for me. I quite like it. So I hope Amanda goes through. I hope Die Together goes through. I hope Greece goes through. Up next, representing Iceland, we have Sister with the song... Oh god. Með Hækkandi Sól. Yeah. I know I got that incorrect, but we're just going to go ahead and just...
Shut up, you ugly!
Not bad. I thought it was very country at first, but no, it's actually more folk music, but I quite like it. Sister has a good harmonization between the three of them, which is always great. I quite like it. Yeah, I quite like that song. I don't know if I wanted to go to the grand final. I'm sort of on the fence with the song. And I don't know if it would even go to the grand final at all. It could. I feel like it's going to be one of those songs where it's going to be like very sort of will it, won't it, to me. Some songs surprise me in terms of popularity and whether or not people like it or not. So it just depends on what other people say. I usually watch other videos of what people, their opinions of the songs, but because I haven't watched them, I haven't listened to the songs yet, I didn't want to like spoil it for myself. So that's wise. But now after watching this, I can do that and just sort of see what the consensus is around the songs as a whole, and whether or not I agree with them or not. Because a lot of people, that's another thing. Where I went against the grain last year with the consensus, a lot of people didn't like "Lovers on My Side" by the Black Mamba. I quite personally liked it. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't like this song." And again, each their own. And then the fact that this song Act A went through to the semi-final and B placed 12th out of 26. I think I was kind of right in that sense. Yeah. It's always good to see what the majority, well not majority, but just what other people's opinions are of the song. Either Iceland's going to go through or it's not. That's kind of how I feel at the moment. Alright, up next, representing Ireland, we have Brooke with the song That's Rich. Quick thing though, before we go, I hope Ireland goes through this year. I think Ireland has gone through the ringer with Eurovision in the last decade. The last 2 decades even. Yes, they were great in the 90s. I think it's time for Ireland to do well again. And I have got high hopes for Brooke. And I'm hoping the song does well. So let's see.
Take your mirror off the wall. I'm getting sticky now. Stop sending flowers. Boys always putting me down. Well, I got news. Hey, stupid, that's rich.
Alright. If that doesn't signify that Ireland's going to do well this year, then I don't know what the fuck's going to. If Ireland doesn't go through to the grand final this year, I will not be happy.
Hey, stupid, that's rich. Waiting, thinking just to make you, and that's rich. I think it's funny how you miss me when you never knew me. You see me now, you want me?
Exactly, right? I don't think I have to explain any further why. Enough said. Next up, representing Israel, we have Michael Ben David with the song I'm.
What?
Baby, keep your head up,
Oh,
keep your head up.
what is gonna happen? What is happening?
You can't call me crazy, so just call my name. You can say that I'm stunning, it's not a shame, 'cause I know I am.
Oh, I am. Uh-huh.
You can say that I'm brave and never the same, 'cause I know I am. I know.
Yeah? Let me tell you right now, the gays are gonna eat this shit up, as they should.
I'm shameless and I'm spotless and I'm flawless. Once again, because I'm a winner, I don't want it. Going down for real. 2022, let's seal the deal. Take it all. Give it to me now.
Hello. Again, another song that I was not expecting to go the way it did. And once again, I'm really happy for that. I mean, what was that? I love that so much. It's up there with France as one of my favourite songs this year so far. I mean, I say the gays are going to eat this shit up. That's because Michael Ben David himself is gay, isn't he? So, you know, good on him. Good on this song. Good on Israel. If this song doesn't go through to the grand final, I'll be upset. It will be a crime against the gays. Yeah. Next up, representing Italy, we have Mahmood and Blanco with the song Brividi. Now, I did accidentally listen to the song before it was announced. Yeah, I have some thoughts, but let's listen to it first off.
Ho sognato di volare con te, la tua paura cos'è? Un mare dove non tocchi. Noto con i brividi e pagherai per andar via.
Okay, now I'm comparing it with the other songs so far. It's actually good. I listened to the song back in, I think it was around January when it came out. I didn't like it back then. It was okay. Not my favourite Mahmood song, but it was neither good nor bad. I reckon it could actually do good, especially because Mahmood did really well last time he represented Italy back in 2019. He came second with Soldi, as he should. That was a great song. Brividi, I could see it being top 10. I don't see it winning though. I don't think it should win. I don't know if it will win. There's a difference between what I think and what's going to happen. I've literally just done a 180 on this song. I'm actually loving it now. Crazy, I know. Their harmonies are lovely. I think their vocals sound great together. I could definitely see the song doing well in the grand final. Again, I don't know if it'll be number 1. I don't think it should be number 1. I reckon it could be top 10. Definitely. I would like to see what happens with the song in Eurovision. We'll soon see. Up next, representing Latvia, we have City Zeni with the song Eat Your Salad.
Instead of meat, I eat veggies and pussy.
I wanted to go through the grand final. What was that opening line? I don't eat meat, I eat veggies and pussy. Love it.
My groceries are divided by weight and stored in glass jars. All aboard the green Titanic, let's sail the world and then cruise the Atlantic. No, that's being green is hot. Being green is cool. Let's go, get your trash can, open the plan and sort through it, bend over, then jiggle that peach.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a great song. On the flip side though, I don't know how I feel about it being so preachy about being green and whatnot. I do my bit for the world. I do my bit for the planet. But I don't know. Them just acting kind of preachy about the way they live, it's a little bit it irks me a bit. I kind of figured this was kind of where they were going in terms of their lyrics before I listened to it. Me personally, I will respect your lifestyle. I respect, what you do or don't do. Just don't force your lifestyle down my throat, because that's not going to help me, and it's not going to help you. So I don't know. I feel conflicted with the song. Loving this funky beat. Oh, and one more thing too. I mean, they're talking about, being green and whatnot, but then adding on like sexual innuendos as well, that just feels really cringy as well. So I like the song, I like the music, the lyrics. I feel like they go back and forth, so I don't know how I feel about it. I feel conflicted with the song. I'll soon see how I feel about it later down the track. Alright.
Alright.
Next up, representing Lithuania, we have Monika Liu.
We're back on, hopefully this will...
with the song Sentimental. Ooh. I'm loving this song too. I'm loving the little like wow bit now in the second verse. I'm loving Monika's voice as well. I'm liking this song. I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to expect with this song, but I'm loving what I'm getting. Definitely. Ooh. I reckon Oh, it's Sentimentai, not Sentimental. I'm so sorry, but thank goodness I saw that now. Can you imagine me in the editing process, typing Sentimental and then posting it, then realizing it's actually Sentimentai? I will look like such a fucking idiot.
Oh dear, that's not good.
I reckon this song's definitely going to go through to the grand final. I am certain this song is going to go through to the grand final, regardless of what I think. But I think it's great. It's got an air of mystery to it, and I quite like that. So I hope Lithuania does well again this year in Eurovision. Up next, representing Malta, we have Emma Muscat with the song I Am What I Am.
Every time I fall down, getting up, yeah. Take it or leave it, I am what I am. I am what I am.
It feels very sort of a typical Eurovision kind of song. They can either do you well or get you so far. I don't know if this will be enough for Malta, unfortunately.
It's time I shut you up, yeah. 'Cause I think I better make a stand.
I mean, there isn't much else I can say about the song. Typical Eurovision song, very predictable, empowering song. It doesn't have any special qualities to it though, so I don't know how well this will go, but I feel like it won't go through, based on how the song is, unfortunately. Next up, representing Moldova, we have Zdub C Zdub and Frati Advahov with the song Trenulețul. What is this? Please let the song go through. For the sake of the competition, please let the song go through to the grand final.
Hey ho, let's go folklore and rock and roll. Hey ho, let's go folklore and rock and roll. Blacka treno, blacka treno,
Oh, that song was such a good time. So this is Zdub C Zdub's third time representing Moldova. The last two times they went through to the grand final. Let this be the third time, please. That's such a great song. I don't care what anyone might say about it. It's a good song. See, this is why Eurovision is so fun, especially nowadays. The music is so you don't know what to expect now because there are so many different kinds of music. You get a range. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, next up, representing Montenegro, we have Vladana with the song "Breathe."
The pain will go away, they say, but nothing feels the same. The battle for the light is weary and alone. It's unforgivable. Go to sleep and dream.
Ooh, nice. I really love Vladana's vocals in her song. I think that this could be a good contender to go through to the grand final as well, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I kind of hope that Montenegro go through this year, because it's them and Armenia that have returned. I would like to see Vladana go through. I reckon she's got a good song to sort of go with for the competition this year. Next up, representing the Netherlands, we have S10 with the song De Diepte.
Ken je het gevoel dat je droom niet hebt? Jij en ik toch samen, dat zou altijd zo zijn. Ik zit diep en ik wil jou niet laten gaan. Ik bijt weer op mijn tanden en ik weet
It's not a bad song either. Ooh, I like the fact. I liked how towards the end they started removing the instruments and it was just slowly like leading up to just the piano. I reckon that was a great choice for the song, especially if they brought everything back towards the end. If they were going down but then it went back up, I think that would have ruined the song. I like that they didn't do that. Not a bad song. I think with a lot of these songs at the moment, I can't really sort of make up an opinion on whether I like it or not. Straight like, well, I mean I have, but my opinions are definitely going to change on the songs as I listen to them before, during, and after Eurovision. So we'll see how it turns out. Next up, representing North Macedonia, we have Andrea with the song Circles.
I just want a healthy conversation. Can we even fix this situation? You don't wanna test my limits, but something I give you all, but you're not listening.
Yeah, I have a feeling this song's not going to do well. I think it's going to do better than North Macedonia last year, but I don't know if it's going to go through to the grand final.
Down beneath us,
I do like Andrea's vocals though. I'll say that right now.
You don't wanna test my limits. It's all you've been doing lately. Stop calling me baby. Running in circles.
Like I said before, Andrea's vocals are good. I just think the music side of the song kind of lets it down a little bit, especially in the chorus. I kind of want it to be a bit more. I feel like it's going to be one of those songs where it's probably not going to do well, but I'll wait and see with Andrea. She might surprise me. Alright, next up. I'm just going to say now, I am not surprised that Subwoolfer won the Norway competition. They just have that Eurovision factor to them, don't they? But something about them winning is a little bit annoying. They have the it factor of Eurovision. That like it was kind of like they had no choice but to go through. I'm just hoping the song is good so that I am not skeptical about the song. Otherwise, I will not be a fan of the song. I'm going to say it right now. Next up, representing Norway, we have Subwoolfer with the song Give That Wolf a Banana.
Not sure I told you, but I really like your teeth. Not sure you have a name, so I will call you Keith.
Keith?
If you don't like the name Keith, I'ma call you Jim.
I mean, Jim is a bit better.
And before that wolf eats my grandma, give that wolf a banana.
Am I going to be the only one that doesn't like this song? I can't explain why I'm not liking this song, because the musicality of the song is great. Something's not right here. I should be liking a song like this, but I'm not. I think I'm going to be the minority here. I did not like that song. I found it annoying. I found it really, really annoying. That's probably going to shock a lot of you, unless if I'm right. I'm probably not. It's going to go through to the grand final. Let's not joke about it. It's going to go through to the grand final. But I just don't like the song. I don't like it. It's trying too hard. I feel like the song's trying too hard. And that's why I think it's annoying. It's trying too hard to be very Eurovision-y to me. Well, I'm still a skeptic. If that song got... Let me tell you now, if Subwoolfer wins...
I'm furious! I'm so mad!
Next up, representing Poland, we have Ochman with the song River.
Gonna take my body down, right down, just float away. Oh, bury all my things, bury me in my skin. Now and forever, gonna lay my head right. Who would wanna be king? Pulling too many strings.
I thought you said who would want to be Keith. Thanks, Subwoolfer. I don't mind the song actually. Depending on which semi-finalists and who else is in there, it may not be in my 10 to go through to the grand final. I don't know if this song will go through to the grand final at all. I reckon it's in the middle, I reckon. Ooh. Yeah, I think that song can either go through to the grand final or not go through to the grand final. I reckon it could. I reckon it could go through to the grand final. I don't mind it. I wonder if I'm gonna like it more as I continue listening to it afterwards. We'll soon see. God, I just looked at myself in the camera here, and even though I like this jumpsuit, and especially because I just shaved recently, it's giving long lost Super Mario brother or like a distant cousin. Up next, representing Portugal, we have Maro with the song Saudade, Saudade.
I've tried to write, I can't move on, oh you're gone. And I know it's no one's fault, but
I like how the instrumental, it kind of, the pitch is not so like steady. It kind of adds kind of a comforting feeling almost. Portugal has been doing pretty well the last year or two. I'm liking the sounds that they're putting out for Eurovision. I really liked that. That's a surprise like for me. I really loved Maro's voice. It just really sort of fit well with the... Well, I think the song fit well with her voice and vice versa. I reckon that might be one of my favourites. Again, I reckon that should go through to the grand final as well. I hope it does. I hope it does. Do not disappoint me with that. I mean, you can disappoint me, but I just won't be happy. That's all. But I reckon a lot of people will like this song, hopefully. Next up, representing Romania, we have WRS.
This is Urs from Romania.
With the song La Mame? Yeah.
Llámame.
Llámame. I wouldn't be surprised if this song gets robbed from going through to the grand final, but I do hope it does go through. I quite liked it. Evident from me moving my ass, clearly. Next up, representing San Marino, we have Achille Lauro with the song Stripper. I was kind of expecting either a bit of a dance or rock element to the song, but I feel like it's a little bit underwhelming, which is a shame because I was kind of expecting big things for this song. I'm a little bit shocked by that, but I hope it's still good enough to go through to the grand final. Oh, it's a shame. I mean, I still think it's good enough to go through the grand final. I'm a little bit ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm a little bit what am I ashamed for? It's not my fault. A bit disappointed that it wasn't as big as what I thought it was, judging by Achille himself and I guess also the single cover, because it looks like it would just go off, but that's okay. But I'm still hoping that it will go through to the grand final, because I think it's still worthy of going through to the grand final, absolutely. Alright, up next, representing Serbia, we have Constructor with the song Incorpore Sano. Excuse... woo, hello, that was... excuse me? What was that? What? What has Meghan Markle got to do with this? Constructor, please explain. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the song yet. And I don't know if it could do good enough to go through to the grand final either. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Can I quickly see the lyrics? What was she saying about Meghan Markle? What could be the secret of Meghan Markle's healthy hair? What could it be? I think it's all about the deep hydration. They say our skin and hair. What? So she was talking about Meghan Markle, but I don't know how it's relevant to the song. It's all in Serbian. I'll have to look at it later. I don't know how I feel about the song. There are bits of it where it sounded pretty good, but I'll have to wait and see. Up next, representing Slovenia, we have LPS with the song Disco. Okay. Okay. I can get behind this. I like that song. I kind of expected the song was going to be pretty good, just judging from just the feel from it. I hope the song goes through to the grand final. I think it's got the potential to do pretty well. I reckon watch the space for Disco. Next up, representing Spain, we have Chanel with Slow Mo. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to get up for this.
Bedtime.
Oh, I'm loving this beat. I'm really happy that Spain have got a really good song for Eurovision this year, because Spain is another one of those countries that have not been doing great recently. When was my last favourite song from Spain? Might have been like 2018, if not then 2014, which is a fair way back. So I'm happy for Spain too. I'm happy that Spain has got a good song. I don't have to say anything else about that song. And again, it's already through to the grand final because it's Spain. So that's good. That's going up there with probably one of my favourites so far for this competition. That was such a great song. Up next, representing Sweden, we have Cornelia Jacobs with the song Hold Me Closer.
No need to apologize. So baby, bye bye. Wish you the best. Hold me closer, although you leave before the sunrise. But until the sunrise, hold tight, and that's why it scares you to death. Hold me closer, although you leave.
Oh, hang on. Oh, that sort of the intensity in her voice in the beginning of that chorus, that caught me off by surprise. I don't know how I feel about the song either. I mean, I just know that because it's Sweden, it's never going to go through to the grand final anyways. But I feel like I can see this. I wouldn't mind this going into the grand final. Can't say the same for last year for Sweden. I reckon, but for Sweden this year, I'm liking the song a bit better. It's a less generic than last year. I mean, but Sweden knows exactly what they're doing with their music. That's why they always do so well, because they know what they're doing with their music, which is fair enough. It is annoying when there are some songs that Sweden have put out that I don't think was good enough to be... anyways, the more I listened to this song, the more I started to like it. This is probably the first song by Sweden that I have actually really liked and not been annoyed with in a while. Probably maybe since 2018, 2017. So I would not be mad if this went through to the grand final. Up next, representing Switzerland, we have Marius Bear with the song Boys Do Cry.
In my and you might never know. You think hearts they get broken, fall down from the sky. Boys do cry.
Okay.
Well, night he will cry love till the sun comes up. A mountains they crumble.
Oh.
Boys do cry.
Wow. At the beginning of the song, I wasn't too sure if I was going to like the song. Now, listening to it completely, I quite love it actually. I love Marius's voice. He's got such a great voice. And I just think it's very... I don't know how to explain it right now. But I do like it. And I do hope this goes through to the grand final as well. This song needs to go through to the grand final. Up next, representing Ukraine, we have Kalush Orchestra with the song Stefania. Oh. Oh, okay. I was not too sure what I was going to expect with Kalush Orchestra. I am pleasantly surprised. I'll say that much. They remind me of like the Black Eyed Peas in different ways. They remind me of the Black Eyed Peas sort of in their earlier years. They reminded me of the Black Eyed Peas sort of in the Monkey Business era, which is my favorite era. And then also kind of in the newer eras too, sort of like the last couple of years, which I am not hating at all. Alright, I'm pleasantly surprised with Ukraine this year. I have no doubt that's probably going to go through to the grand final as well, which is great because I would like it to go through to the grand final as well. Just that mixture of all the different instruments, I am loving this song. Alright, we're up to the very final song of the competition. Last but not least, representing the United Kingdom, we have Sam Ryder with the song Spaceman. I always wanted you to go into space, man.
If I was an astronaut, I'd be floating in mid. I would be the center of my lonely. In my floating castle, I'd rub shoulders with this. I'm up in space now. Been down some black holes, there's nothing but space. Then we'll search for other life. I'm only human with the real world. Oh, gravity keeps pulling me down. Space life. There's nothing but space, man. And I wanna go home.
I'm quite pleasantly content with Spaceman. I wasn't too sure what it was going to be like, but I'm not fussed with it. I reckon it could do pretty well too. I reckon I could see it being top 20. I don't know if it'll be top 10. Last time the UK was in the top 10, I don't think it was even last decade, I think. Wasn't it? Anyways. But yeah, I would like to see how this song... Yeah, it was nice. And I liked Sam's voice as well. I liked his voice. It was a nice song. Now I'm going to go and figure out which countries do I want to go from the semi-finals to the grand final. Here are the countries that are going to be in semi-final 1. Now, who do I want to go through? Let's have a quick look at them again. Okay, immediately Moldova. I want Moldova to go through to the grand final, absolutely. I want Lithuania to go through. Switzerland, yes. I want Switzerland to go through. Slovenia, I want to go through. Ukraine, yes. Portugal, absolutely. Norway can choke. Greece, absolutely. Austria, I did like Austria. And Denmark, it says 9. Who else is, so who's left? Albania, Latvia, Bulgaria, the Netherlands, Croatia, Iceland, and Norway and Armenia. For me, I reckon it's going to be between the Netherlands, Latvia, and Albania. I think they all have some pros and cons, these three. Albania, I quite liked. Albania's song was a lot more upbeat than previous Albanian songs, but I'm not too sure if it was good enough. In comparison with Beat Drops, I don't think the Beat Drop was as good as some of the other songs that were in the competition this year. Latvia's song I thought was funky, but I wasn't a big fan of them shoving their lifestyles down my throat. That was a bit of a nuisance. So I don't know how I feel about that. Netherlands, I quite liked. I'm crossing out Albania. I don't think I want Albania to go through. Latvia or the Netherlands. Look. I think, despite it being very preachy, I might have to go with Latvia on this one, just because I did love the beat, I did love the music, and I can't believe the opening line is, I don't eat meat, I eat veggies and pussy. The lyricism of that song might be cringe, but this is how to grab the audience's attention with the first sentence. That's how you do it, folks. Alright, semi-final 2. Let's see. Well, obviously Australia, that's a given. Israel, absolutely Israel deserves to go through. The Czech Republic, yes. Okay, and I have to be careful because I think there were a lot of good songs in here. Oh, this is going to be hard. Ireland, I want to go through. I didn't like Serbia's song, or Cyprus. Malta, and I think North Macedonia as well. They're not my favourites. Finland, I liked. I liked Finland's one. Georgia's song, I liked as well. I'm not going to lie, I might put Sweden in here, and Belgium. I liked both of their songs. So then who does that leave? Azerbaijan, San Marino, Estonia, Romania, Poland, and Montenegro. But only 2 can go through, in my opinion. So, maybe not Azerbaijan. I like Nadia's vocals, but now that I have it, I don't know if I like it that much. Same with San Marino. That was a bit of a letdown. I'm going to put Estonia, actually. I quite liked Estonia's song. And you know what? I think it's either between Romania or Montenegro. I think I might put Montenegro. Only because I really liked Vladana's vocals. With Romania, I liked Romania's song, but in comparison to some of the other upbeat songs in the competition this year, it's not the best. So that's it. So the countries that I want to go through to the grand final this year are Latvia, Lithuania, Switzerland, Slovenia, Ukraine, Moldova, Portugal, Denmark, Austria, Greece, Finland, Israel, Georgia, Australia, Ireland, Estonia, Montenegro, Belgium, Sweden, and the Czech Republic. It'll be really interesting to see who actually does go through to the grand final. I can't wait to watch the semi-finals. It's going to be great.
If 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And 5 plus 5 is 10, okay. What the fuck is this?
I'm exhausted. That was probably about almost 4 hours of recording sitting here. But you know what? It's worth it because I've been waiting for at least a month to do this now. Actually, I've been waiting a long time for this competition and for these songs to come out and to listen to them. It's finally happened, so I'm really happy that I've gone through them now. And I'm excited that I've got at least about 10 to 15 songs that I really like. There usually is roughly around those that I do love. If you're still here all the way through all of this, thank you very much for sticking around. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you love this video, please give it a like. If you're liking my content, please subscribe. It's always a good plus. And if you want to get notified for any uploads that will come in the future, please ring the notification bell to get notified. Good luck to all of the contestants in Eurovision this year. I hope you do well. I reckon it's going to be a good one this year as well. And I hope all of you at home or wherever you are enjoy Eurovision as well if you're going to watch it. I mean, I know I will. It's always a big thing for me watching Eurovision. Hope you guys have fun. Hope that some of your favorites for Eurovision do really well in the competition. Take care, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye.